Welcome back to Spirit of Life. I'm David McLauchlan, and my guest is Sister Rachel Fleurant from the Missionaries of Gods Love. Welcome back to the program, Rachel.
Thank you, David.
So we were talking about the people that attracted you to religious life, but what actually has attracted you to the Missionaries of God's Love as such?
Okay. Well, I guess the main factors that really drew me in from the time when I was actually looking at religious orders at the time when I was feeling called was that the Missionaries of God's Love had this unique identity. I guess one of the main things is that the charism is really rooted in this whole beautiful vision of experiencing the power of God's love, but also going out and sharing this with the whole world. Our key scripture is taken from Luke 12:14, which is, "I've come to cast fire on the earth, and how I wish it was blazing already." So it's that fire of God's love that we go out to share with others that really sparked off my own faith journey and was very attractive. And the other thing was that they really live out sisterhood and brotherhood in a really unique way. I live in a community with other women where we're called to support each other, to pray with each other, to live out this way of life, not on our own, but with the support of each other. And I find that quite unique, that here in the sisterhood, it's a place of healing and celebration, reconciliation, and we really learn about what relationships are all about. And the other thing is the mission of the Missionaries of God's Love, which is to evangelize to young people and also to the marginalized and to all people. So there's a beautiful, I think, expression there of reaching out to the young people, but also reaching out to those who are most the poor, the sick, the lonely, the outcasts. And we do this through different means. So we have pastoral care to people. We offer spiritual direction through retreats and through so many different forms of reaching out to those who are really struggling in life. And I guess the third thing is their deep prayer life. I just was really attracted to the Eucharistic foundation, so really living out that beautiful gift of gazing on the Lord, spending time in prayer, being contemplatives in action, so that everything is really rooted in the communal life and also expressed through charismatic praise, worship. And we're also connected to the lay community, so we make a commitment to the disciples of Jesus, and we're part of this covenant community, which means that we have families that support us. We share our lives with them. They're like our brothers and sisters. So I guess all these different elements were really attractive to me, but I'd have to say community life and making the religious vows of poverty, chastity and obedience within a community commitment and also setting.
So what exactly is your role with the Missionaries of God's Love? What do you do?
Okay, well at this stage I'm in my 6th year of being with the missionaries, and I've already made my initial vows. So after 3 years I made my initial vows, and this is the 2nd stage of my formation. So I'm heading towards final vows, which I'll make after having been in for 8 years. So I have another 2.5 years till I make those lifetime vows.
Is that a rather long process of novitiate? I thought it was a bit less for other orders.
Some orders have a period of 1 to 3 years.
Yeah.
It just depends. So for us it's 1 year of pre-novitiate, and then it's 2 years of your novitiate. And during that time, I think it's a really important time to really discern, to really see whether the lifestyle fits you, to see whether you're suited to community life, and also to just be discerning with the sisters as you're growing and learning and being formed in the way of life and in the charisms of the MGLs. So I think it's a really good, important period, because there's so much that happens in terms of your psychological, emotional, spiritual development during that time. And I think like a marriage, you know, you need to be really prepared for what this lifetime commitment that you're making for the rest of your life.
And so you're studying theology and counselling at the moment?
That's right. Yes, I'm in my 2nd year of a Bachelor of Theology, and my major at the moment is I'm focusing on counselling as part of my ministry and also the work that I feel called to do. And I found that very life-giving, being able to walk with people in their difficulties, to walk with people with emotional problems, those who are struggling with whatever areas in their lives. And the beautiful thing about counselling is that you are transformed at the same time. So there's a lot of interior work that happens for both parties, the counsellor and the person that you're helping. Is
that one of the key areas that the MGLs focus on? Because I interviewed Brother Noel, and he's a counsellor as well. So
I'd say it's only one dimension of our work in our ministry, because we're, like I said, our charism is really rooted in being able to express this love of God to all people that we're called to evangelise. I'd say that's our main ministry apostolate, is to evangelise, but we do that in different ways. So I guess the counselling is one area of being able to evangelise and to help people to seek healing and to come to freedom through Christ. So it's only one element, and different sisters are involved in different ministries. So for example, within my community here in Melbourne, we have a sister who's involved in youth ministry at a parish. We're also involved in another young adults group at St Benedict's Burwood, and we have sisters who are spiritual directors, those who run retreats. But I'd say our main focus is really the youth ministry and the youth groups that we run, but then we have these other dimensions of walking with people and helping them in different facets of life.
Essentially a pastoral care sort of situation.
Definitely, yeah, that's right.
On that note, we've come to the end of the program. Thanks for joining us, Rachel.
Okay, great.
You've been watching Spirit of Life, and my guest was Sister Rachel Fleurant from the Missionaries of God's Love. Join us again next week.